So yeah, welcome in everybody to part, what is this, 9, right, of this SSF Beginner Spellbreaker. I think the plan for today is gonna be to basically try to get some better gear, like get another Loxmere dagger probably, and then finish Act 6 on Ultimate, and also do the Ancient Grove dungeon. Act 7 might be a little bit too scary yet for the character. I mean, depends like how the character will fare today. Maybe I should also like farm some steps of Torment actually to get like Alchemos rings, for example, maybe. No, let's see. Aether R Definer has 120 Aether R. Oh, that's true. Yeah, Definer is like really nice for Aether. At least resistance reduction is. So why don't we start out with a Loxmere kill, right? The stats on the character are pretty good. I mean, yeah, we have like bad attack speed, right? We traded attack speed basically for damage on Shadow Strike and also like CDR on Shadow Strike through Loxmere's Frostblade, right? And yeah, we need one more level as well. The hat drop. Chinese Twitch. Oh, you mean the 10-cent Twitch? I'm not even sure if like getting a Loxmere dagger is like the right thing to do right now though. I'm gonna kill him once here if he did spawn. If it didn't, then well, I don't know. Because like this weapon, while not really like being awesome for damage, it does give me like +1 Arcanas, and that's pretty good right now, I would say. Otherwise I would be a little bit point starved. And okay, Amulet's Slot is taken, right? Oh yeah, we basically need to like get a better relic, right? How do you farm like relic blueprints? You farm totems, right? 10 cents equals 10. Yeah, I mean, basically. Where the fuck is Loxmere? Is he here? I don't see him yet. I was gonna be careful with this guy. He's no joke. Okay, he didn't spawn. I guess I should do like an SLT run then. But yeah, like how do we get, say, Nemesis Relic or Serrata Relic? I mean, the only way is basically to just get it, right? Like what's the way to get blueprints in this game usually? Like the best way is dungeons and totems, right? But like what to do if you already have all the blueprints, right? Like how do I determine whether or not I'm able to, like whether or not I'm allowed to use a blueprint on this character? I think at the end of last stream we were like talking about giving me a blueprint for like basically every totem that I do. Not sure how much of cheating that would be. Yeah, basically I don't use a rainbow mode because for me it's like unnecessary clutter on the screen. But it's an awesome mode, and if you're like new to the game, it definitely helps you to like learn the affixes for sure. Rhyme Frost of why are these so... Wait, what is this RNG? Like, why is that so good, man? Like, I have to use this now, what the fuck? Let's do it. Hey, Thomason. This is like insane, right? What the fuck is this? Like, ABB's Fury, like MRS's Flurry is basically the same as like the Kuba base, like +1 less. Lethal Assault, but I mean, that's like a triple rare, right? Like, Rhyme Frost gives you like, okay, I don't know if like using this for like a solo Sephiroth character is like considered cheating because this is like too good. I mean, technically it is solo Sephiroth, right? I did find this on this character, but it's like, I don't know, I mean, you guys are probably not gonna get this anytime soon. I mean, I'm not gonna complain about the, like, average roll on the last year, right? I mean, it could have been even worse there, right? I think it rolls between, like, 2 to 4%, right? On the other hand, like, Solar Pens are really easy to farm, right? Like, basically, if you farm Solar Pens every single time you do Steps of Torment, you're gonna get, like, a good one eventually, right? I mean, getting, like, Glacier Prefix on Kuba Pants was already, like, crazy enough, right? Three to 5, 4 to 6. I thought it's like 2 to 4, but it might be 3 to 5. But yeah, it can't be 4 to 6. That's literally impossible. I mean, yeah, technically I did find it here, so... Yeah, I mean, I also found... Okay, a Resonant of Attack's not that crazy, even though these give me like 171 away, which is pretty credit as well. I don't even know, like, which shoulders do I want to get here? Do I want to farm Xanterran's shoulders and a Breaker as well? Not sure, actually. I mean, I guess if I had, like, Resonant of Attack on Xanterran's shoulders with, like, the Lethal Assault bonus, I guess that would have been, like, a little bit better, but, yeah. Hey, son, Hobson, Fear Tigger, welcome on, welcome on. It's 2 to 4, alright. Aether Defiler has actually minus 155 RR. Well, that sounds awesome, but if it doesn't have damage, then it's not that awesome. Like, how do you convert the damage on RE? And like, which other damaging abilities do you use alongside RE? Because RE alone, as a standalone skill, is more often than not a little bit underwhelming if you use it like as a single damage ability. Unless you have like, I don't know, insane CDR or like full conversion and like lots of added damage to it. 2.3k Aether, Bone Monger Stunt, 1 weapon, and I use Siphon Souls. Bone Monger Stunt. So you fully convert all the vitality to Aether, or... I mean, Bonemonger set is... yeah, it's like a little bit underwhelming for Aether as well. Like, it's a better elemental set than Aether actually, overall. All but to Aether though. I mean, okay, that's like the most important thing. Like, as long as you do that, RE should deal decent damage. And Siphon Souls as like a support heal. I mean, Siphon Souls on its own doesn't really like deal crazy damage. It's like alright, but not like super good. Oh, it's Sapphire Fundamental Balance. Oh yeah, also if I got these two rings, like Sapphire and Ruby, elemental balance rings. Those are pretty good as well for a breaker like this. At least on this like stage of the game. I mean, they're not as good as Alchemist rings, but they're also like way easier to get than Alchemist rings, right? I mean, 7 souls is not enough. I don't know, like how many skill modifiers do you have towards RE? Or is it just the base damage? I guess, yeah, like Bone Morning set doesn't really give you any bonuses, right? Like, do you even have RE max out to like 26 points with Bone Morning set? Like, if you don't have any skill modifiers to it, and also didn't max it out to 26, then it's probably not enough damage. Raise only 21. Siphon Souls is max. Oh yeah, Bone Monk set does give you Siphon Souls bonus here, right? Alright, so Steps of Torment in general is basically to code Night Blades, or like to Spellbreakers what Tomb of the Heretic is for Vitality Conjurers, right? You have Ilgor's Medal, you have the 2 Alchemist Rings, and also, I mean, a Soul Rend if you want to use like a 2-hander. So it's like the dungeon to farm for like a Nightblade, right? Like a cool Nightblade. Just like Tomb of the Heretic is the dungeon to farm for like a Vitality Conjurer because you get Nightbringer there and you get the Seal of Basti there as well, right? I mean, to be honest, I've never really tried like how much damage max, like fully max out Siphon Souls is. But I've never really like seen a build use like fully max Siphon Souls or main damage ability either, so I'm guessing it's not gonna be enough damage, right? Hey Bosco, welcome on, welcome on. So, to be honest, damage still seems a little bit low on this character right now. And I'm not 100% sure why. Maybe it's because like this weapon does give you like +1 Arcanus, but maybe just its damage sucks, right? Compared to like Malkodars or Loxmere daggers or not like chest rounds, right? Okay, we're already down to the hidden place, right? So let's just continue over here. Oh yeah, what's my freeze rounds? I mean, yeah, that's fine. Just need the freezers against, Alchemist. Yep, Relon, welcome on, welcome on. Alright, give me your rings, Alchemist. Let's also nullify this guy because of the elemental damage he does. We almost managed to face tank him for the right. Not quite. Encounters of Frostbite. Oh, that's lots of cold damage, right? It's like 588 cold damage. But I mean, I don't wanna use a two-hander, do I? It's kind of like a cold damage item. Or like cold wire smite. I mean, I have a build like that, so maybe I should save it for that build. Not sure if I can use it on that one. Will they fix Bastion of Chaos? I don't know. Hopefully they will. But I have no idea if they will or not. Elemental Alchemist build. I mean, yeah, it was elemental damage, not cold. At least the flat, right? Using transfer stash on SSF. I mean, I'm fine with the build giving gear away, right? As long as I'm... let's give this away, right? As long as I'm not pulling from shared stash, I think it's fine.
I'll keep an eye out.
Come see what's left of my wares.
Alright, so this one is just crazy, like the one that I got earlier, right? This Rhymefrost Solar Leggards of Merciless Flurry, the triple rare. Like we're running one single Solar and we got like a triple rare immediately, which is like crazy for this spell. Like I don't even know what to say about this, but it's just good. But yeah, I think I'm gonna use this, right? I might have to fix my Pierce Rest somehow though. And I don't need the Aether Rest at all actually. The Bleed Rest, I mean, it's like literally the same Bleed Rest. I don't need the Freeze Rest either. The Slow Rest is nice though, but it's not needed either actually. Yeah. Okay, Chaos Rest is nice. So I would lose a little bit of OA, but I guess that's fine. Pierce, poison wit. Poison wit. I could get like some more... what's it called? Pierce poison, right? Instead of the poison wit. Well, maybe not. Why the fuck am I honored here again? It's still like a bounty here. Oh yeah, because I did Podvebery, right? Ikrix the Ravener, alright. That should be an easy quest though. Let's put this like over here into like OP items. Same for this ring. Nope. Let's put these here. I mean, I might just as well leave this one here. Okay. Alright, let's kill Ikrix real quick. Yeah, I meant, like, the resistances are crazy good. They're almost too good. Like, unnecessarily good. But it does really help with my Chaos runs, to be honest. It's pretty nice for the Chaos runs. And I would lose, like, I lost +1 to Lethal Assault. And +1 is, like, not that much, right? Oh wait, I have some Pierce Poison on here actually. I didn't have to kill Ikrix down. Oops. Let's get 2 of these. 1638. I think yeah, that sounds fine. Where's the shop? It's over here.
See anything you like?
But I need some of these for the bleeders though. Right. probably do it like this overall. That seems good. I'm still using Silvarius Essence as well. Ravager's Eye twice. Oh, that's fine. Okay, do I have another key? Wait, I don't. That's bad. Well, yeah, that's like not too uncommon in Grim Dawn to have like one class reduce certain resistance type, even though the class itself doesn't deal that damage. What did I want to do? Oh yeah, craft keys, right?
Got any more?
Yeah, even Arcanist has Fizz RR on all of F, right? That's like super weird. But yeah, it doesn't reduce anything unless it frees. It does have like flat RR on Cuddler's Tempest as well, unless they removed that. Oh, never mind, they actually removed that. Okay. I mean, that was pretty useless as well. Like Cuddler's Tempest Inferno used to give you like flat physical RR, which was like literally useless on every single Arcanist combination unless a physical Templar, I guess, but yeah, I don't know. I think physical Templars are totally fine without having flat Fizz RR on Inferno, right? The values weren't good anyway, so... Hi, Pancake Chef, welcome, welcome. Do I always play hardcore? Pretty much, yeah. I mean, I used to play softcore a lot in this game as well, because, I mean, I had to, like, learn the game at some point as well. I think I had, like, around 1k hours before I switched over to hardcore. I mean, if you are, like, more experienced with other RPGs, you can definitely switch over to hardcore earlier than that, but, I mean, I only play, like, Diablo 3 before Grim Dawn, and Diablo 3 doesn't teach you anything about ARPGs in general, I would say, so... Yeah. The second fire on the ground can be a little bit scary sometimes, you gotta respect that. Oh, we can make it out before the stone closes, nice. Oh yeah, I need to like put a component here, what am I doing? I don't have a component on my... What do I have there? I think like an ancient armor plate, right? Let's get that one. Any soon for Gargaball? I mean, I still need the chest for Gargaball's build, right? I actually don't have the blue mythical gunslinger's jacket for some reason. I have no idea why, but I don't have it. Yeah, that's true, like, you don't have to learn anything, because it doesn't, I mean, it doesn't have to teach you anything, because you don't really have to learn anything playing Diablo 3. I mean, some stuff, yeah, but most is like combat related, so, and not like character building related. But yeah, until... Yeah, I didn't play hardcore in the PvP tournament, obviously, that's true. The PvP tournament was softcore, so... And since you can't play... Like softcore players, softcore characters can't play together with hardcore characters, obviously made a softcore character as well. You need to test all the skills in Grim Dawn before I can make mods. I mean, you can like try to check out the numbers, right? For example, on RA, right, you have like all the damage each projectile deals, and then you take that number times whatever projectiles you have, And then you have like your damage, and then you like multiply that with like, I don't know, your percent damage, etc, etc. Then you have like the max damage ceiling for RE. Like pre-crits, obviously. But yeah, like sometimes even like trying to evaluate skills on paper, grimtools doesn't work that well. Like some skills look awesome in grimtools, but then you actually play them and they feel not that great. Sometimes like the other way around. Yeah. Wait, does they have like a cold scepter? Or maybe it's just the preserver one actually. How far do I usually push an SR? Like the minimum for all my builds usually is supposed to be SR 50 on ultimate. But I do have some builds that are able to do SR 65 to 66 as well. But that can be very rippy and yeah, like, I mean sure, on softcore it's not that hard I would say, but in hardcore... Like SR has so much RNG, right, and if you got like, I don't know, like a bad combination of bosses or like a bad combination of mutators, you can die like very easily actually in SR. So SR is always pretty risky. Whereas like dungeons and totems etc are... Well, they have like less RNG, so you kinda know like what you're up against. Even Crucible has less RNG, right? So technically Crucible should be like a better farming ground for hardcore because of RNG, right? But on the other hand, Crucible is, at least for me, more boring than SR, so I don't really play that much either. And I mean, I guess you can like safely say that like builds that are able to clear SR 50 to 51 on hardcore should be able to like clear SR 65 to 66 on softcore, right? And also builds that clear 65 to 66 on hardcore are basically able to clear 75 to 76 on hardcore, on softcore as well, right? Any dev comment on upgrade? I mean, yeah, Crate has a series called Grim Misadventures. You can check it up on the forums, where they post like development updates kind of regularly. They have done these like every 2 weeks in the past. Now they're like down to every 5 weeks, I think. But yeah, they still exist, and if you want to like know what's coming up in Grim Dawn, check out the Grim Misadventures on the forum. Also, we're at level 100. Woohoo! Nice. So, this character beat the game. I mean, not really. Level 100 doesn't mean anything in this game compared to PoE. I mean, I see lots of people in PoE, like coming from PoE, thinking that like level 100 is like a special thing to achieve in Grim Dawn. It's not. It's really not. Like level 100 is... it's like the game just started for you. Oh, and this character didn't really like do all acts yet, right, on Ultimate, so yeah. This character's nowhere near like finished or like nowhere near able to like beat everything in the game. How many years before one of those streamers does SR 50? One of which streamers? You mean like Ground Zero or Mindhouse? Or Mike? I mean, Mike is pretty experienced with SR, at least in softcore, right? The ones competing. Oh yeah, true. Wait, are they wait, do you have how many participants are there in the SR50 on hardcore challenge? Only you three or some more? Three, right? I guess. I mean, if there was like a bet, I would probably put my money on Ground Zero, because he's like the most experienced in hardcore, I would say. For sure. But it's not about who makes it there first, it's about who makes it there like with the shortest game time, right? So I don't know. Maybe Ground Zero gets hit by rocks and bees too many times, right? So it might hurt his game time. But then again, it's like hard to get beaten by somebody who like dies to ground damage over and over, right? I mean, at least you're playing hardcore, right? I mean, come on, like Mike is also playing lots of hardcore. Like at least recently. I mean, wasn't he asking like how much time did he spend on like trying to get a chart to 100 on this last stream? And I think it's like at least half a year now, right? I mean, he did make it to 100 once, and then he died like 5 minutes after making it to 100, right? Morganath. I mean, you did kill him, right? I mean, the Nightbringer is definitely a really nice item to play around. I mean, they basically have this challenge that whoever makes it to SR50 on hardcore first wins, right? On ultimate, SR50 on ultimate and hardcore. Yeah, the participants are Ground Zero, 9 Baz, and Mike Vick, right? I think I need like more points to do nullification against this guy. I mean, I don't need to, I can just like kite around a little bit. Warp with the element, that was hot garbage, right? The warp prefix like 8 damage, so yeah, that's terrible. Terrible. I haven't tried killing Loxmere yet, right? I should like farm kill Loxmere and kill Alchemist like before resetting at least. Kind of like Greater Rifts in Diablo, yeah. Could, I mean, it's not the same, but you can compare them, I guess, yeah. It's similar, for sure, yeah. It's kind of like making it to Greater Rift 50. I don't know, like, how hard Greater Rift 50 is, though, in Diablo, I have no idea. But yeah, SR 50 is, like, SR in general is kind of like Greater Rifts, like, the system's similar. I mean, I guess in Diablo it always like depends on like the difficulty you're playing on, right? Like Diablo has what, 69 different difficulties, whereas Grim Dawn has basically only one for endgame. I mean, I guess you can also like do some stuff on Elite actually, so it have like 2 difficulties for endgame. Like you can do SR on Elite or like super bosses on Elite. Like that's actually not too bad to do that. I chose Loxmere over Chestress. At least currently, I feel like... Okay, there he is. That's at least more fun to play with Loxmere's daggers. But yeah, Shield Stripes are just as good, probably superior overall. But I kind of would like to play those probably as a Shadow Strike character in the end. Also, like a big negative thing about Shield Stripes is that there are, I would say, I mean sure, killing Loxmere is harder than killing Genaxia, but the drop rates for these are like way better. Well, I didn't have one this time. Also, he has like a Ascended Epaulettes, whatever, however you pronounce that. Sure the piece pretty much every single time as well. And this one is actually pretty nice as well for breakers. Right. I mean, Ancient Prefix is also not bad at all. It's a pretty decent one. It's not the same as my... yeah, like Offer Fox suffix just sucks. But if you get like a double, like a triple rare of these as well, would be insane. What's a good main char for starting over again? Hey, tool welcome on. I mean, the top number 1 char to start out as a beginner right now, in my opinion, is Conjurer. Like, Vitality Conjurer, Vitality Caster Conjurer. But if you don't like that playstyle, anything Soldier or... right, this one's actually pretty nice as well. Like, Soldier stuff is pretty good. Like, Shamans with Promise Tracker pretty good, right? Actually, I might just switch over to the Spectral Longsword. This one is crazy as well. I don't even know why this is so good, but it's pretty good. Plus 2 Shadow Strike as well. I mean, the bad thing about Spectral Longswords is that it has like a physical base. And Loxmere's daggers have like a cold base, right? So like, yeah, they are definitely worse than Loxmere's daggers because of that. But I mean, this one's like a rune carved of electricity, so it's not bad at all, actually. No. I guess I should just like accept losing +1 Arcanist. Like this mace that I'm using is probably not the best, actually. I should not have used this for that long. The only real good thing about this like +1 Arcanist, I mean, it also gives you like % armor, but like, I don't know, Breaker has like basically 0 armor, so it doesn't really matter that much. Just gonna grab another Ravager's Eye here.
See anything you like?
Also, this one has, oh yeah, Rune Cover has 10% HP. Wait, what the fuck? That's crazy.
Put it to good use.
That's a lots of HP, right? Like, look at this HP now. Holy shit. It's pretty good. Let's use another Cold Stone here. I mean, Rune Covered is elemental damage. I mean, that's still like 33%. I mean, the flat damage is still like at least 33% cold. Like 33% of 26 is cold. That's like not crazy amazing, but like a % elemental damage will be added to cold, so it's like what, 158, right? That's not, I mean, it's not amazing, but it's not like bad either. And the 10% HP roll does actually help me out as well, especially on hardcore. So let's use another Cold Stone here. And yeah, I lost +1 Arcanist, so I will probably drop some points from Inner Focus again. Chromdon has PvP, yeah. I mean, you can check out the YouTube video about last tournament. It's pretty fun.
What troubles you? Well,
Okay, I can also like pull 1 point here because I don't really need a CDR there, right? Okay. Yeah, actually I don't need to put anything else. Like switch around anything else. Okay. Seems good.
Safe storage, no questions asked. I'll hold on to that for you.
Why does how good does Harris amulet? Ah, it's like a PB amulet. I
I'll
mean,
hold
it's
on to that for you.
not as good as Elena's. It's just not gonna happen, right? It's not gonna be better than those ever. Let's kill Ikrix real quick. Where do I farm Celestial Lotuses? I think mostly in either SR or in SR, right? I don't know. You can also do messenger rounds, I think. You could also farm Nepsas. I mean, yeah, like, this character right now should be totally fine, like, fighting Nemesis monsters for sure. Nemesis monsters should be no problem for this character right now. But I'm not like Nemesis status with too many of them. I'm actually only Nemesis with beasts, right? And I did kill Kubakawa like 2 episodes ago already. Alright, where the fuck is Ikrix? Oh, Nemesis Relic? Yeah. Like, Nemesis Relic is what I would like to get. I mean, technically I didn't find it on this character yet, so I don't know. I don't know about using it. I want to proceed a little bit in Act 6 as well. Let's do Act 6 first. Because there are some augments over here that are pretty nice for this build. Like there are Vitality and Bleed Resistance augments, for example. That look pretty nice there. Then there are also like cold damage augments for weapons, I believe. Which would mean I would lose my Ravager's Eye again, which would reduce my DA and HP a little bit. But I mean, I have like 15k now with a sword, so yeah. I think it's fine, like losing a little bit of HP. But yeah, the Nemesis Relic would definitely be like really nice. I mean, Idala's Outbreak would probably be even better. But that one is like even hard to get for beginners, right? Also, Eternity Relic could work, right? Eternity Relic or like Iskandra's Balance Relic is also not bad. So yeah, there are actually like 3 different relics. I mean 4 different relics you could go for right now. Like 4 different tier 3 relics. Actually 5 if you count around here as well, right? You could go for, yeah, like the Nemesis Relic. You could go for Iskandra's Balance. You could go for Serenity. You could go for Eternity and Iskandra's Balance, right? But Eternity, actually no, Eternity is not that great, because Eternity only works, like the CDR on Eternity only works when you are using an offhand, right? So yeah, actually, no, never mind then. Okay, 4 different ones. Eternity sucks. To get specific stats in Grimdawn. Which kind of stats are you talking about in particular? And also depends on the build, right? Like for some builds it's easy, for some builds it's gonna be like probably like an impossible task even. Oh, sets, not stats. Oops, my bad. Yeah, yeah, that's true. Like some are pretty rare, indeed. That's true. That's true. Hey, Ravioli Maker, welcome on, welcome on. I think I had like a pair of boots that I wanted to use as well, somewhere in my stash, like my personal stash, yeah, that I found like 1 or 2 episodes ago, and I think I wasn't using them because of some kind of resistance cells. I would have to check those out again. Because like time warp walkers are like decent overall for like pretty much every character, because of it's like resistance cells, but yeah, like it doesn't give me any cold damage, minus 800 chaos damage actually, which obviously is not cold damage. So I would like to get rid of those at some point. Alright, we gotta kill Akadzul here, right? Just make sure to not stand on top of his volcanoes, right? Otherwise you might end up dying like yeah, somebody, right? Other than that, he shouldn't be like hard. The only annoying thing is the music though. Oh well. That's weird. So Algrim, right? Algrim is our friend, but you can choose to give him a real smacking right after he, I don't know, it's kind of like, it kind of feels bad to like get into a fight with him after he almost died to Logorian.
Sorry, but I'm afraid I won't make as you
But
command.
if you would like to, you can do this and
My mind is clearing
like
inside.
test your build's waters against
You are
him.
not the Emperor.
He is pretty strong though,
an
so
imposter.
if you don't feel comfortable with your build yet, don't do this.
Speak
Like
or
you might
meet my
actually get
blade.
yourself killed here. And if you're playing hardcore, you don't want to die to Algrim, right? But I think the build should be pretty decent right about now, so maybe I don't have the damage there. That doesn't look too good actually. He's spawning like too many of these ghosts, which like heal him. Like these shadows, they I think heal him. So maybe we have to like focus on the ghosts a little bit more. That's gonna take some time. Probably a little bit too long. I mean, there's like basically only one reason to do this, apart from like testing your build. And that's like you get a hidden achievement for like killing him. But I mean, if you already killed him once, then you don't get another one, right? You don't have to do this like more than once, I think. So many shadows though, like what the fuck? Oh, let's just focus on him then instead. Oh wait, why do I not have my spirits out? Wow. Pepper laugh, yeah. I didn't recognize, like I didn't realize my spirits were actually down. I think I killed Akatsuda as well without them. Oops. It's not like too important, like I mean, it is really important actually to have them out. Not because the spirits deal like crazy damage, it's rather because of the devotion that is attached to the spirits, which probably is like a pretty important one. I only have to take this guy to like half HP, then he's gonna basically give up, so we're gonna be there any second now.
My head. I yield, friend. I yield.
Why am I being a bully? Hey Gandhi, how are you?
Together than the
Welcome, welcome.
problems when the void, it clouds my mind, fills my every waking thought with horrors beyond imagination. To mount, I see.
Alright, alright. Oh yeah, the metal storm wasn't proccing. Oh, that's bad. The 0 DPS continues. Okay. I don't think no one would have just that bad, but how much code percent do I have? 2360, I mean that's not bad at all. My OA is also pretty good. Like I don't actually understand why I do. I mean I guess that's because yeah, like my main damage abilities like Shadow Strike and Execution are not even close to being maxed. I guess that's like the main reason why. So I guess I could like, I don't know, maybe I should max Nightfall as well, or like pull some more points from Arcanist, pull some more points from Inner Focus. Oh, that's it. No more spawns, okay. Where's RR coming from? Night's Chill and Devotions. I mean, Arcanist doesn't have any RR, so yeah. It's Knight's Chill and Devotions. I could like overcap Knight's Chill as well though. That's probably a good idea as well. And like Elena's necklace gives me like another 8%. Like another 8% RR to Weight of Shadow.
You're right. Oh,
Alright.
to the
But then maybe I should just overcap Knight's Chill as well. So I feel like my Ring of Steel basically deals no damage, but I mean, yeah, it does deal close to no damage when you are using like one-handers, right? I guess I'm too used to like play Nightblades with two-handers with like big damage on Ring of Steel, such as my Sovereign Reaper or my Witch Hunter, right? Okay, so in Morn Day there's a portal, right? A Chaos Rift. And that one has basically a spawn location wherever you see like Chthonian signs on the ground. And I think there are like 4 or 5 different spawn locations for that one, right? And I wanna go in there because, well, there's like a quest there. It's an ultimate only quest, by the way, so like going there on low difficulties doesn't really do anything. And I think I skipped that actually on low difficulties, but here on ultimate I will do it. So for example it could spawn over here, right? This is like one spawn location. Let him die. So that we can kill the Temple Guardians instead of the Chthonian. It's not really gonna matter too much though. So, I mean, I guess I can just fulfill your wish then. But yeah, inside that Chaos Rift that we're about to enter soon to end, once I found it at least. Or like, rather, once I find it, put a portal there, go to the next rift and then port back to this, then I'm gonna enter it. But yeah, at the end of this rift, there's like a pair of cultists, and you can either choose to save them or to let them die. And if you let them die, then in Act 7, in the, what's it called, in the Ruins of Abid, there's like a ruin, like a dungeon, like a small dungeon, called the Tomb of Atep or something like that, right? And that dungeon has a boss, and depending on like whether or not you save these guys, there's gonna be different boss there, right? So if you save them, they will go there and summon a Chthonian boss, which will kill the other Temple Guardians, and well, then basically the Chthonian is like the boss there. And if you don't save them, or if you ignore them, if you don't do the quest at all, you will be able to find the Temple Guardians over there. And the Temple Guardians include a boss called Inashkor, And Inashkor has a monster infrequent, like a legendary monster infrequent that you can only get from Inashkor's head. And the Chthonian has a monster frequent called Corrupted Inashkor's head, which you can only get from the Chthonian. Also there's a blue zombie here, which has also 3 spawn locations in these like Malmouth outskirts, and you want to make sure to not kill him. I mean, you probably might kill him like a couple of times. If you did kill him, you can always reload your game and then you will respawn in like one of the 3 spawn locations. So spawn location number 1 is over here, as you saw, right? And what you have to do with this guy, well, you have to bring him over here to this blue flamey ritual circle for like another secret quest that is like ultimate only. And I will get to that quest later, but since that zombie already spawned, I will lure the zombie over here into this ritual circle, right? Let's see that. So you want to basically clear the way here, because you don't want to kill him. And then you want to make sure to either despawn your blade spirits by like taking off the gear, like some gear that gives you like +1 light blade, for example, or you spam your pet attack, like in a direction where they don't attack him, right? I mean, you gotta do it like this on every other pet build as well. And then it's gonna die here and summon a rift. And yeah, we're not gonna check out the rift yet. We're gonna do that in a future episode. So yeah, I mean, stay tuned, I guess. I will enter this cellar here though. More bosses equals more Eldritch Celestial. You mean like reputation? Or... I guess, yeah. Also in Act 6, starting here in the Malmouth outskirts, you have these yellow mobs called Myrmidons. And these can be super annoying because they can actually heal allies. So, yeah, you kind of want to kill them. Also, they have like a Maven Sphere of Protection on them as well, which you can nullify to like kill them faster. And yeah, down here in the Burning Cellar, there's basically this old lectern that you have to click on to get Travis's letter, which is part of another quest. So we're getting that one. And also there's like a boss called Turnox that also basically spawns in here, who has like a meteor skill as well, which you might want to either dodge or mirror against, or you just, I don't know, fate sync and kill him. But I've seen people die to his meteor, so I guess if you have like good gear you don't die to him, but you can actually die to him. Hey Jadon, welcome in, welcome in. Also, yeah, I should probably get the Blade Barrier on this guy as well, right? I've lost some Night Blades because I've not used Blade Barrier. So we could like put it on here on the 4 instead, right? It's like pull 1 point from like Inner Focus and put 1 point to Blade Barrier instead, right? Anyway, once you have around the outskirts rift, we're gonna port back to this rift. But before that, let me actually get Blade Barrier real quick. So let's get this Blade Barrier here.
Let me clear your mind of regrets.
And just like another panic button that you can use whenever you feel like you need another panic button. Thank you, thank you. Thank you for the baby, man. Thank you for the 9 months. 9 bears, are you, man? 9 bearsy months already. Thank you so much, very much appreciated. Welcome and welcome. Which DLC that I like the most? I mean, both Forgotten Gods and Ancient, I mean, Ashes of Malmouth are like, in my opinion, great and awesome and add a lot to the game. But I would say the first expansion, Ashes of Malmouth, is really game-changing. I like, without it, the game just doesn't feel complete. Like, Ashes of Malmouth kinda completes Grim Dawn, and Forgotten Gods adds lots of good content on top of that. Yeah, so I guess I like AOM a little bit more than FG in terms of content. But Forgotten Gods has like a very beautiful art style as well. I mean, for some people who expect something grim out of the Grim Dawn, it might be a little bit, well, like too shiny and not grim enough, right? But other than that, I think it looks more beautiful than Ashes of Malmouth, but I like it a little bit. But yeah, like in terms of like game mechanics, etc., AOM was like a little bit more game-changing expansion pack compared to Forgotten Gods. Okay, down here in the Cinder Wastes you have this guy called Banjagos, Thrall of Duelis, which you gotta kill for a side quest. So, yeah, maybe you should also kill the healers first, like these minions of Duelis can actually heal them, which can be a little bit annoying. And they can also heal themselves, which is also pretty annoying. Yeah, these guys are just annoying to be honest. Yep. Alright, one guy's down at least. Yeah, if you're like unable to kill him, like the big guy, the Thrall, try to kill the small guys first, right? Pathing in AOM, like in Malmouth area. Yeah, I mean stairs are one of the big weaknesses of this game, like stairs are just pretty bad in this game. And Malmouth has, like Act 6, the city has lots of stairs. So not too bad. I mean, yeah, like Steps of Torment, I mean not Steps of, Shadow Realm rather, is a pretty big game changer as well. I guess, yeah. For endgame, that's true. I mean, we had like the Crucible before that, but Crucible is like another separate DLC, so yeah, I guess you can't count that towards AOM obviously. But like the biggest game changer for me was like double increase from 85 to 100 alongside skill modifiers, right? Before for AOM, the game didn't really have skill modifiers, right? So not a single item had skill modifiers. For example, there's like recharge to Shadow Strike and crit damage to Shadow Strike didn't exist before on Loxmere daggers. And that was, at least for me, for like build theory crafting, like a very, very big game changer. And added so much to replayability. So like the jump from like base game to AOM, in my opinion, is bigger than the jump from AOM to Forgotten Gods. I mean, AOM to Forgotten Gods is still a pretty big jump, but it's not as big as the jump from the base game to AOM. At least for me, I mean, I basically stopped playing the base game after like playing it through with like 1 or 2 characters because I just got bored of the game because there wasn't enough replayability for me personally. But ever since AOM came out, I basically played Grim Dawn non-stop, so yeah. I mean, yeah, at least for me personally, like AOM was like the bigger game changer in like the grand scheme of things, I would say. The biggest jump was Titan Quest to Grim Dawn. I mean, I guess. I have never played Titan Quest then, so... But yeah, I guess you're right. Welcome in, Coffin Spirit, how you man? Has Grant already won the race? I don't think so. He's like in midway in Elite though. Yeah, how is your character doing on this? I know I asked you the last time which kind of character you're playing, but I think I forgot again. Like, what are you playing? Again. Forgotten Gods added quality of life. I mean, most of the quality of life that got added in like patches after Forgotten Gods, I guess. Yeah. That's true as well. Like post-release support patches, right? That added lots of quality of life. Alright, let's leave them here, right? As you guys wanted me to. Biggest problem of hardcore: if you don't play, you don't die. Is that like motivation for you to not play? What? Oh, the paladin. Oh yeah. Okay, now I remember. My bad. Okay, so the two things we got, right? The Dravis's offering from Bandragos and the Catholian Rift we just did, as well as the letter, Dravis's letter from the dungeon over here, from the cellar here, are both quests that you can give to Dyla here, like quest items. Clue number 1, clue number 2, and then you get a Blaze Heart. It's like a one-handed fire dagger, which is gonna be useless for me here, but if you are, for example, playing a Oathkeeper, it's pretty good. Or like it's pretty good for either Defilers or Shipbreakers, I would say. You can do builds with Defilers and Shipbreakers with this item. Pretty decent. Hey Rosenrot, how are you? Welcome on. Bots? What do you mean bots? Wait, why does it show 1,442 viewers for me? What the fuck? It says like 63 for me. What the fuck? Just Twitch things, I guess? Yeah. For sure, man. Yo, feta cheese, how are you, man? I mean, Ground is just gonna die to some... By the way, yesterday I almost died to rocks as well, Ground. Like the guy and Tomb of the Heretic, or whatever it's called. Not Tomb of the Heretic, but like Tomb of Korvac, right, in Aztecan Valley. I was like level 93.5, or like to 3/4. And I just wanted to kill some cultists there, and then I wanted to get like the one-shot chests like below the bridge, right? And I had to go like around to go there because like the other way was blocked. So I had to go through the boss there, like through the ground shaker boss, right? And yeah, he almost killed me. Like he spawns like so many rocks, that's kind of crazy. Like if you don't have enough kill speed, like if you don't have enough deeps, right? He has like, I don't know, like some other bosses have like some rocks, right? He has like a triple avalanche or something like that, right? Avalanche, how you will say that. The mountain as a ban. Speaking of the mountain, I'm gonna kill guy across the mountain here in a sec. Almost like want some procs. Yeah. Almost like the last jar. Almost like the Reaper. Almost like how the Reaper got ripped apart. So yeah, gotta cross the mountain is basically a optional boss over here in this dynamite area, like behind these dynamite rocks. And you also will always get, right? Don't you always get like Cauldron of Excitement over here? But it's like guaranteed. Oh yeah, this one. There it is. Let's get the shitty helmet here. Looks very exciting, right? Yeah, Ground Shaker or Harvool, yeah. I think it's the one that actually killed you as well, yeah. Anyway, this guy's gotta cross the mountain, which can hurt a lot as well. So, I mean, yeah. Don't, like, don't die here, right? Yo, Lucas! Welcome on, welcome on. Good evening to you as well. Thanks for the sub. Thanks for the resub. Welcome back, welcome back. But you have a decent build. Gonna cross is not like that scary, but he can hurt a lot sometimes. Welcome on, man. Hope you're doing good. I've read about 400 books a year. Wait, how do you even read 400 books, dude? Nani? I mean, depends how many pages they have, right? Just read a lot. Sounds good. It's crazy. 400 books are pretty good.
You better have a damn good reason to be here.
Eh?
You, as far as I know, as far as
I just like to read grim conversations. Eh?
as far as I know, we're the
You do the
last
same
part.
but with hentai comics.
You, as far as the black. I don't know. So yeah, if you're the ethereal's.
60-40 non-fiction fiction. That's good.
Give you a good price on what I've got left.
I think for me it's like 100% non-fiction and 0% fiction. I don't know. If I want fiction, I just play a game. But also I don't read 400 books a year. It's more like 4. Sever Sentinel Mask, another one, right? And I talked about this set earlier, right? You can definitely use it if you want good damage, but also you want to feel squishy, right? And I'm not sure if I can get away with using it right now. You got a Plunderer Talisman relic, I mean Blueprint. And that's like a tier 3 relic, I mean Blueprint, right? Like a tier 3 relic Blueprint. Can I like... use this instead of Nemesis or something? Like... Let's put some of these into shared stash, otherwise... I mean, if I was like playing Solo F1, obviously I would just put them in like my shared stash as well, because I don't need them on this character. So.
Keep an eye out.
Hey, Gifted MH, welcome on, welcome on. Also welcome back, Alias. From TS. What is TS? The Elder Scrolls? Does it count? I mean, I guess it counts as fiction, I don't know. I've not read a single one of those. I have no idea how much they would count as like reading an actual book. But yeah, welcome in the Eureka again, man. Pieces of fiction. I hope not for you. This quest is always random, right? You can like literally choose whatever you want here. And it's always gonna be like 50-50 whether or not you save this guy or not. And the good thing about like killing him and not saving him is that you don't have to like talk to him again. But, I mean, that sounds kinda evil, right? Yeah, it does like speed up the side quest a little bit. But yeah, you kinda wanna save him, right? So I guess what you could do, if you really wanna save him, is like whenever you don't have the option to save him, just like relog, right? Relog, and then you can save him maybe. Like I think the it's gonna like reset whatever you relog. Yeah, he's bad man, killing an innocent man, protecting children. He's bad man. What about the Red Rune? No, these are not good. I mean, I'm looking for like some specific pair of plants that gives you like Shadow Strike bonuses. I think it's called like Death Whisper or something like that. That is probably like the only pair of pants I want to use instead of those crazy pair of green pants, right? Which I got earlier. I also need like a good chest. And Trial of Illusion is not bad. It's not bad at all. It's pretty like defensive and like decent overall. But there are like some better chests, I would say. I mean, I could also like craft maybe the... There's like a chest you can craft, right? Like a legendary one. It's like a pretty defensive chest overall. Feels like streamers get more life from last year. I have 14% last year right now. But like 14% of the damage you deal, right? If you don't deal any damage, you're not gonna last steal. Right? You need last steal and you need damage to last steal. If you don't have damage or last steal, you need both, right? If you're lacking one of the two, then you're not gonna actually steal some life. Once you farm the blooms, you will link it. Alright. Oh, we haven't destroyed the southern wagon yet. Gotta do that one as well.
I was beginning.
Wait, holy shit, you had thousands of books nowadays? I mean, I know some people have literally like 10,000s of books, like my dad has that many books as well. And it's pretty cool, but it does need some space. Yeah, probably like 10k. I don't know, he's like crazy amounts of books.
Well, you won't.
Like he literally has a room which is basically a library, right? But yeah.
I've spoken. Corinia.
Libraries, like physical libraries in 2K20, right? Omega lol.
Put it to good use.
Also, why the fuck are my blade spirits despawned again? What's wrong with me? People never let me farm my blooms though. Oh wait, you were talking about chat blooms? I thought you were like talking about actual in-game blooms. Oops. Alright, I'm gonna check it out after this fight here. Why aren't you dying? Hello? Nightshade's Reach. Oh, that's a nice item, but like, not for breakers, it's like a witch hunter slash dervish item. Right? What's he doing inside here?
Corinne has given me the.
Alright, let's check out Jesus' build here. But yeah, let's continue with this Act 6 here. Ban me? What? This is lag. Ban you for lag. Yeah, I have a video about the screening veil repressor as well on YouTube. You can check that one out. Should be pretty good. Trolling Rectal League into playing Lightning Ignifor. Is there like any support for it at all? Oh, I think so, right. Grimdawn 2 will come out in 2030. Yeah, pretty much. Like, it's gonna happen, but not anytime soon. Not even Blizzard soon, right? Acid Ignifor. Sounds good. I still don't understand this quest at all. Like, why does he not want to get saved? I don't know, man. He just prefers to die, I guess. Just use Seed of Blood. Yeah, I know that. Lightning Force Wave? Dude, I think Lightning Force Wave can actually be legit. Like, there's decent support for it. Like, Lightning Force Wave Tactician, for example, should work. Or Lightning Force Wave, Water, I guess, as well. Could work. Lightning Killer as Tempest. I mean, why not? Electrocute Commando. With Force Wave, like with a shield. What the fuck? I guess it can work as well. Like Jax and Force Wave, right? But Jax kinda want an offhand, right? Like Jax and Force Wave don't really fit well together, I think. Just ignore CT, just go next build. Yeah, like Chaos Jax and Aether Jax Purifier should be decent as well. I mean, actually, Light's Defender set also gives you like Aether damage now, so like Aether Jax, Purifiers and Defenders should be pretty decent now. Stun Yax. What do you mean, Stun Yax? That's like the Swedish pronunciation of Stun Jax, right? Stun Yikes. Yeah. It's the same in Swedish as well. Like, if you say JA, it's just ja in German. Ja. And not ja, right? Stun Yikes. But J is in Spanish, yeah.
So this is preliminary.
True. Yeah, if people say Jensen, I'm like, oh my god.
Good work out there. I'm sure
Stop,
you've got what
please.
this.
It's Jensen, obviously. It's like a Danish name, for example. Right? Looking for what? Wow. Why do you have golden Kek W, by the way? That's like the holy... Is that like the holy grail, just like golden kappa used to be like the golden kappa? Like the holy kappa, right? Holy grail of kappas. What the fuck's that? That's from Crypt, by the way. Okay. Crypt emotes. Lol. Crypt currently your cactus. Dude, remember when Crypt was actually playing Grim Dawn as well? A Of course nobody remembers because nobody probably knows if he ever played Grim Dawn either. But yeah. Krupp used to actually play Grim Dawn as well. For like a week, I guess. But yeah. At least he played the game, right? Who played what? He didn't play Titan Quest, I'm sorry, Adios. Maybe he did though, I don't know. True, true. What is Titan Quest? Oh, you don't know Krupp? Oh, okay. Okay then. Prophet of Moist, how you mount Pokemon. Best music in the game? Yeah, pretty much. Like one of the best tunes for sure. I mean, this game has so many good tunes, to be honest. Also like the Master of Flash tune when you fight Theoden, it's actually amazing. I mean, you don't really hear like all of it usually because he dies too quickly, but yeah, the music is awesome. I often go here just for the music. Nice. Have you heard of a platform called YouTube, by the way? You could just like play that song on YouTube while like farming anything in this game. But I mean, I guess like, I mean obviously the song fits, like this music fits best when you actually go here as well, because like it fits the environment. So like if you don't go to this environment, the music is gonna feel like a little bit awkward, I guess. Do you want a trick? Should we do the Yvonne trick? Or not? I think I showed you the Yvonne trick on normal already, so let's just return it to her. So there's lots of free iron bits here. Configuration blueprint, you get it from farming totems. Yeah, configuration is at tier 2 relic though, right? So you can also, I mean, if you do like Act 6, right, if you do like all the quests here, there's like gonna be a shop here as well. And that shop can also sell you blueprints, like tier 2 relic blueprints. You can just like vendor farm that vendor for like the blueprint of that relic.
See you around. I'll give you a good
So like you can go to the vendor, if he doesn't have it, just reset the game, check it again. If he doesn't have it, reset again and again and again and again, right? Until he has it. So you can basically like just vendor farm it from that vendor here. Like not from the one I just talked to, but there's like another one. And the secret district as well. And yeah, you can also farm him for like triple rare shields, for example. Or like no, it's like the not like the non-faction vendor in Seacap district, like the generic vendor in Seacap district has those blueprints. Yeah. You wasted an hour looking for the harbor. Lol. Yeah. I mean, the only thing you get on this game are the stars on the map, right? And even they only spawn, like they only spawn once you're like actually close to the area, so... I guess the game, it rewards you for like paying attention, right? If you like went here to this part already, I like took a look at the top right corner, it said Malmouth Harbor, right? And then she tells you to like clear the black iron docks, and then you're like, well, this has to be close to the harbor, right? So then you go to the harbor. If you didn't pay attention to that, which is totally understandable, I mean, you're playing an RPG, not to like pay attention to where you are, but rather to like slay enemies, right? Then you might have missed it, right? Can reduce contrast in this game. I'm not sure if you can do it in the game, but you can just do it on your monitor, right? Because it would convert devotions.
Was
The
the
sphere of the
mission
heavens, you mean?
back before the city?
Yeah, true actually. I don't read chat, fuck off.
I'll give you a good price. So we won't go back.
Okay, so this guy, right? This guy sells you... like tier 2... I guess tier 1 and tier 2... relic blueprints, right? The Phoenix. I mean, Phoenix is not there for damage. Phoenix is there for the absorption. Like, Phoenix is a defensive devotion, basically. But yeah, the Aether to physical conversion would matter negatively the most on Sphere of the Heavens, right? Phoenix is kinda like Prismatic Diamond. It's very similar to Diamond, actually. I mean, it doesn't proc at like 50% HP, it procs whenever you crit with a certain ability, but like the way the buff works, like the buff is kinda similar to Prismatic Diamond's buff. Supports with end kills. Wait, doesn't like basically every single set in the game support multiple damage types? Like Void Soul is no exception to that. But Void Soul, I mean, if you're using, at least when you're using the shield, right? If you're using Void Soul shield and you're using Eggs of Men here with a set, then it's basically a chaos set because the shield has flat chaos, right? And then unless you convert that flat chaos to vitality, you're always gonna deal more chaos and vitality damage, so... yeah, it has like split conversion, that's true. That kinda sucks a little bit. But it's still good enough. Like, I've seen some pretty decent Void Soul builds, especially chaos. I think the set is actually fine. Like, there are other sets that are definitely way worse, such as Horror Set, right? I don't know. At least I personally don't like Horror Set that much. I guess it's fine for PB, like for Phantasmal Blades, but for like Stunjacks and Killer's Tempest, it's not that great. And then again, like Killer's Tempest is just like not that great, straight up, right? No matter which items you use alongside it, right? At least in my opinion. Is it true that if you reach above 100% chance combined for abilities to proc the default attacks, then every time I attack one of the proc? What do we know? If you have over 100% weak... I mean, yeah, okay, but like on default attacks you will have a 100% chance to drop... I mean, to proc one of them, right? There are some abilities, such as Cadence, that override weapon pool skills, that's true. But apart from that, what you said is true, yeah. Like once you reach 100%, you will basically use a weapon pool skill on every single attack, yeah. If I reach above 100%, does it matter? It does matter. Like you can't proc more than one weapon pool skill per attack. So everything above 100% is kind of wasted. Like it's gonna scale down your percentages to like a total of 100%. Say if you have 5 abilities and each of them has like a 25% chance on attack, right? Like the proc on attack. You would have a total of 125%, right? But each of them having 25%, if you like squish them together to like 100%, each of them will basically only have like a 25%, like a 20%, like a 20% chance of proc, and not a 25%. Like it says 25% on paper, but since you go over 100% and like totals like 125%. Basically, you're gonna divide every single proc chance by 125%, so like 25% divided by 1.25 is basically 20%, right? So, by like putting more points into weapon pool skills above 100%, you basically reduce the percentage to proc all of your weapon pool skills. Except for the one that you like put actual points on usually, but yeah. But like, yeah, in the long run it's kind of wasted points, so you don't really want to like go over 100%. I mean, going to like 101 or 102 or 103 or 105% isn't gonna matter too much, but yeah, like if you go much higher than that, you're gonna basically waste skill points and power. Yeah, next misadventure is gonna be in August, like early August, I think. Correct. Say, how are you? Welcome on, welcome on. You managed to kill Father Carmen. Nice, dude. Congrats. Yeah, each skill point does increase the damage that you deal though, that's true. But at some point... What the fuck? Oh, that was the meteor of Alexaria. But at some point, it's probably better to like drop one of the weapon pool skills instead. And like put the points that you gained from like dropping one into the other weapon pool skills, right? And that will basically like, give you more overall damage. Are you gonna make the apostate as well? Nice. I mean, sure, I can check it out. By the way, am I honored with these guys? I am, right. And I didn't buy the merit yet. Or like the writ rather yet. I should have done that like probably like an hour ago. Oh well, let's do it. Because otherwise I would have to do way too many bounties in the end. That kind of sucks. So let's bond us. Yeah, like, well, once you're honored with a faction, you should always bond us red. Because like each bought red is basically gonna reduce the amount of bounties you will have to do later to get your factions up to revered.
Iron well spent.
Because you're gonna get
Come
more
see what's left of
reputation.
my wares.
So yeah, don't
Have the counts
forget to do
good?
that. Yeah, well, I need 8k, what the fuck, okay. Okay, let's kill Blazrogarvas real quick here. I mean, no, we can't, right? We gotta do that later. I have the portal here in Crown Hill. Okay, let's just continue with Act 6 and finish Act 6 first. And then we do some bounties, I guess. Hey, rude girls, how are you? Welcome on, welcome on. How's your day and how's your sentinel as well? I'm doing fine. This is a sort of Spellbreaker. Like a fresh start character basically as well. No, it's doing pretty good so far. I think I banned a Black Ice again. Yeah, like, that's an extra good ring, right? This is the +2 to lethal assault ring as well. I think I already found one. Maybe I should just like use 2 of them. Gotta think about that. See you around, Dusko. Enjoy your day, or night, or evening. Thanks for stepping in. You finally got rain on the weekend? Nice. So finally were able to cool down a bit. Hey, Dovatic. Welcome on, welcome on. So we did quite some shrines and totems on this run. I think at the end of this video I'm gonna just give myself a relic of my choice, like a blueprint for a relic of my choice. I think that sounds fair, like 1 blueprint per episode. Like 1 blueprint of my choice per episode at least. Because like if this was true sort of Sapphire, like with actual like reset blueprints as well, right? I would be like getting blueprints left and right from like all the shrines and totems, right? Okay, once you have made it to the infestation on ultimate, to this door here, there's a ultimate exclusive quest you can do, but for that one you have to port back to Coven's Refuge and then talk to a lady over here at the bonfire. Or like at the pot rather. This is the one we saved back in Act 3 in the Blood Grove, and then there's
Smell the questions upon
Sia Rugia, right? We can talk to her and accept her request. And she basically tells us to go to the Fleshworks and kill the ethereal that possessed our character at the very start of the game, right? So let's go there and take our revenge. Also, I found the Death Whisper leggings I was talking about earlier, right? These are not the Shadow Strike ones. These give me ABB and Lethal Assault, which is not bad either. But I think my crazy triple rare I found earlier, right? Triple rare Solar Sect is actually superior to this one, right?
Iron well.
So we're gonna not equip that one actually. This is a little bit scary. That's what I say all the time. Like, not all the time, but like sometimes when things are a little bit scary. Like in all the moments where rude girls would squawk, I guess. That's how you say it in English, without offending anyone. I can only reduce the total percentage from 109% to 105% to proc. Wait, what? Dude, how many weapon pool skills are you using? Like, you don't have to use all the weapon pool skills, you know. But yeah, if you finish this quest, this will actually give you a bonus skill point. So yeah, make sure to do this quest because otherwise your build will lack some skill points. I like what you do and what you offer on your Twitch channel and YouTube. I'm French. Unfortunately, there are no people like you in my country who offer the same video as you. Thank you for everything you do for the Grim Dawn community. Yeah, thank you for checking out my channel, even though it's English made by a German and not in French, because my French is horrible. Like, Je m'appelle Red Pad Protos, pro like the only thing I can say in French. Or like je ne sais pas whenever like somebody tries to speak in French with me. But yeah, like, so thank you for checking out my channel nevertheless. The reputation quest. I think it's a quest you get whatever you get to the infestation in ultimate. Like once you've unlocked the infestation in ultimate, you basically get that quest. So, like you're able to get that quest. But you have to actively go to the cauldron and speak to her. So yeah, I see lots of people like missing that quest because it's like not intuitive at all. The forum build, dual shield, the warlord. Grimtools. Wait, which one do you choose here? Drogan, Kalagator, or Ravager? General. Grimtools. Okay. So, this is a one-handed build, right? So I will just completely drop Zolan's technique. Actually, probably. Because, like, Zolan's technique is kind of not that great for one-handers. On the other hand, you have lots of bonus points to Zolan's technique, right? So I guess you could also drop, you could also drop Markovians instead. And get Blitz and Blindside instead for like the A reduction. Those are some like possibilities, I guess. I think lots of people are not German here. Well, yeah. Are you trying to make this a copy pasta? What the fuck, guys? Alright, thanks for stepping in, for lurking in, rude girls. Have a nice day. See you around. Yeah, you change like French to German, but other than that, it's like that's what you do with copy pastas. Like you change one word. Hey, Bobs, welcome on. How you, man? No, you change more than one word. offer the same video as you in German. Oh. Oh, glad there's nobody else. Yeah, true. I mean, there's some Germans doing YouTube content about Grim Dawn as well, like, but the ones I saw are pretty cringe. Like, German game content is pretty cringe, like, no matter which game it is, usually. I mean, there are a couple of, like, German YouTubers and Twitch streamers I watch, but they all also stream in English, actually. Yeah, that's true. Like, some literal translations of, like, English skills or items are just so terrible. Like, they sound, like, terrible. German TV voice acting. Yeah, it's pretty close to that. Maybe even worse. Next stream in German only. And I guess I could do like one stream a month in German if you guys wanted to. But I guess like at least 50% of you guys would need subtitles, right? Also, let's not forget that these flesh collectors that you have to kill here, not the 2 flesh collectors, they actually hurt a lot on ultimate, so you should focus when you fight them. You can actually die to them as well. It's Swabian. I can't even speak that, man. Like, my German is, I guess, from like somebody who's from the south, and like usually people from the south have like a pretty strong accent compared to people from the north. I would say for for a southern German, my accent is pretty weak. Ido is German, actually. He is. I mean, you can tell by, I mean, or at least I could tell from like, I mean, I already knew it, that he's German before he participated in the PvP tournament. But after listening to him in the PvP tournament, I knew for sure that he's German. And Rekbar League is not German, he's like wannabe European, but he's like NA. Would you consider farming Alchemist's blue rings on this SSF character? And hi, by the way. Yes, I would consider farming blue and purple rings even more so on this character. Like, purple rings should be even better than blue rings on this character. And yeah, I will try to get them. I did like 2 or 3 SOT runs at the start of this episode, but then I already got bored of it and wanted to do it as Act 6 instead. But yeah, ideally you should just run SOT until you get the rings. Like, do, I don't know, like 100 rounds or something like that, or even more. Until you get them, right? Just get them for help. But yeah, like, the music here is awesome as well. I like this music a lot, but like, even the different stages have different music. But yeah, like, the stages don't have that much HP. I mean, 3rd stage can be a little bit scary sometimes. And it's probably gonna be a little bit scary for this character, because like Soul 7 and we don't have too much damage. But we have Mirror, we have Nullification, we can just move aside, we have Blade Barrier as well now. Or we just dodge this ability with like standard dodge. Might have to mirror this one though. And he's dead, right? Epic music. Not the most epic fight overall. Even though his abilities look really cool. But yeah. In my opinion, this boss needs like a little bit more HP, at least for ultimate. But maybe that's just me. than me in your language. I'm not so sure about that. I think Rekpa League is like an English native speaker, so.
Tell me, something can't afford.
I mean, I don't know how bad your English is, but it didn't seem that bad. Like on UTK tournament. Right? So either way, we got a bunch of legendaries here, and we're gonna get another one from Yvonne's Gift. Right, that's Yvonne's Gift. Chances will always have a guaranteed legendary on ultimate. And we got Mage Slayer's Arm Guard, which is actually not a bad item at all. But Mage Slayer set is a good set for Spellbreakers, but it's kinda only good like as a full set. So unless we get the full set, yeah, it's not that great. It still gives me +2 to... Sorry. It still gives me +2 to Knight's Chill. But the problem are resistances, right? This one gives me like Poison, Aether, Chaos, and Elemental. And I need the Chaos and Poison, right? Yeah. So one more thing I wanted to do is check my stash for the boots that I want to equip here, right? The Galewind Threads. These are really good, and I want to use them. But I would lose my Poison Rust. And how do I make up for losing Poison Rust? I have no idea. Also have 2 of these now, right? 2 Bands of Ice and 1 Sapphire of Elemental Balance, which has Poison Rust actually. That's actually really good. Also attack speed. Yeah, I should be using this one probably. Instead of... I need the Chaos Rust there as well. With Bleed. I could use it instead of Life Giver's Signet, right? But I would lose like half of my last steal then as well. I don't know, man. Hey, Skipper, welcome on. Okay, let's continue here. So I was checking my stash, right? I was checking my stash for a possibility to use Galewind Threads instead of Time Warped Walkers. And the problem I was running into was Poison Rust, because Poison Rust is bad without... some stuff here, but I have better Bleed Rust than before now, and I could get rid of some like Bleed Rust augments here. And also Malmouth faction, once I'm revered with them, has like a Bleed/Vitality augment I could also use. And then overall I could like use more Poison Rust augments, I guess. And that way make room for these boots instead of these boots, right? Okay. So yeah, let's do the bounty here. Kill Blazragarus, whatever he's called. Everything is bright neon. And you probably have to reload your page. It should still be fine for me now. Yo, engineer, how you, man? Monkas. I'm gonna check out your build in a sec. Just let me do this bounty real quick. Where the fuck is Blasrogaros? I can't go there. Oops. Spicy. Yeah, I should really check out the boat. Yeah, where the fuck is Blasrogaros, dude? He said he's gonna be here. Oh, there he is. Alright, let's check out his build. Alright, anyway, let's continue here. Hand of the bounty. Thoraxteria in the Crown Hill. Okay. We gotta farm these guys up to Revere today. Get some new augments. Wait, the cold damage augments I probably should use on my weapons that I get from Act 6 are actually giving me even more Aether Rest, right? How much Aether Rest do I need? Not that much, that's for sure. Yeah, I mean, I know Mechanic Engineer is a pretty good builder, and he definitely has way more time invested into that build than I did, right? Like a pretty good theory crafter, I guess that sounds better than builder, right? Pop the builder, what the fuck. Okay, where is Thoraxteria? I think I already did this bounty at some point, right? With like another character. I think I do roughly remember where she can spawn. But I'm pretty sure I'm gonna forget one spawn point, and she's gonna be like exactly in that spawn location. Can we fix it? Like over here, for example, is a spawn location, I think. I haven't been there yet. So let's check out that area. But she's not here, right? Nope. Doesn't seem to be here after all. Alright, do we have to Google this? There's like another dark spot over there, maybe she's gonna spawn here. Nope. Nope. Maybe here. Google. Wrecked by Google. Alright, where the fuck is she? Alright, I gotta Google, like actually Google this. Thoraxteria Grimdawn. Okay, it's even like in my recent search. Okay. So she spawns literally where I'm standing right now. Over there, and over there. I think I've been everywhere, except for maybe there. Like, I went there earlier, but I didn't go there after taking the quest, so she might have spawned, like, over here after I took the quest, right? Let's see. Well, maybe not. I guess I have to reset them. I'm searching for Thoraxteria. Thorax Stevia.
See anything you like?
This one sucks, by the way, right?
Put it to good use.
Okay, let's see. Let's go back to Crown Hill, right? He doesn't know Pepe Love. No, like the rippiest part about Todd Weber is like dying to Aether Ground, I would say. Fuck all these debuffs, dude. Chill out. Oh shit. Lag on, yeah, lag on Aether Fire and GG. Just open up your devotions and Pod Weathery, right? You're gonna be fine. Yeah, he's playing hardcore. He's a hardcore only boy. Oh, there she is. Okay, found her. Oh, she actually spawns up here. Oh. And maybe she did spawn last time as well, but I didn't check up here. I thought she's gonna like spawn down there. Oops. Hardcore only. Alright, did she roll with like elemental rats or cold rats gear? I guess. I mean, I hope she did. Oh my fucking god. Okay, Myrmidons. Let's get the Myrmidons first. Dude, that's like the hardest bounty of my life. What the fuck? Oh, she's half so much HP, dude. 0 deeps again. Keep on dealing quotation marks. Oh, there's another. Okay, let's use the life on this card list so that he dies. An eternity later. Oh, we did it! Pog! Pog, she died. Alright, yeah, 32 LA rest here and another 60% LA rest here. Alright, she had. Yeah, 92% elemental rest, like cold rest. Sounds good. Actually, these gloves are, I mean, these, what are they called? Shoulder restraint. have Shadow Strike. It also Chaos instead of Aetherus. And 60 Elementarus. I mean, if this roll like of attack. It does convert Pierce to Wit though. But I think like 26% Pierce to Wit is not gonna matter at all. Because like I mean the 170 away I'm gonna lose, that's gonna matter though. That is gonna matter a lot. But yeah, like the Pierce to Wit is not gonna matter at all because like I don't have full Pierce to Wit anyway. I mean this one's local 25% Pierce to Cold, Shadow Strike. And other than that, I don't think I have any conversion, right? For like anything to Cold, right? I don't have any conversion, so this literally doesn't matter. I mean, I would lose some like Aether to Elemental conversion, which matters like a tiny amount for like the flat Aether I get through Fabric of Reality. But honestly, this is like not a lot of damage, right? Didn't they fix this patch? Never. Oh, gloves and shoulders. Oh yeah, my bad. Did I say gloves? I guess I did. Okay, bye. Are you leaving? Or just ranting about them fixing humans spawning, or like fixing human spawning with like elemental stuff? But wait, there is more? Monkas. Right. But yeah, like overall, these are definitely better shoulders. Like the base is way better. We have more armor, we have +3 to Shadow Strike instead of IEE, right? Which is certainly an upgrade. But yeah, the FXs aren't that great. I should farm those though, like, didn't I get more of these? I probably like sold some that are good already, right? I gotta keep these and like remember myself of not selling these. Can I farm them here even? Maybe not. Oops, what did I sell? Oh, my scrap. Yeah, don't sell your scrap. Don't do that, chat. How much more do I need here? Yeah, some more, okay. So let's continue on with the bounties here. So we gotta kill some ethereal regurgitators, whatever that is. I guess we're gonna find some here in the outskirts, for example. Oh, this is one, right? Alright, so the fatties. I wanna kill the Ascended guys, right? The Ascended humans, and this act actually for the shoulders that I just got as well. And I need to kill, well, the regurgitators for the quest, right? Wiederkäuer. Oh, yikes. So they're basically like cows. And we're gonna kill this breaker here. Oh. No shoulder piece, feels bad now. Okay. Ethereal Missive? No way, dude. Okay. Architects of Flesh. Okay, these are like the architects, right? So they look kind of like the the boss from Act 1, like the very first boss you kill, the reanimator, right? Should be able to find some here as well. Flash Weaver is basically the same one, but it's not the reanimator. Or like Architect of Flash, if it's called it. I guess you don't actually have that many here in the sewers. Maybe I should go to like Steel Cap or like Crown Head instead. Oh, I need Brandon's belt. Well, yeah. Back to Port Lagberry. I still like running Port Lagberry more than running Ancient. I mean, Bastion of Chaos, to be honest. Like Bastion of Chaos is. I don't know. If they fix the walls, then Bastion of Chaos would be nice. Right now, I don't really like Bastion of Chaos too much. And you get pretty nice value per skeleton key because the dungeon is so long. But the dungeon is also like unnecessarily long because of well, all the doors you have to click on. And Jim Mister. Jim Mister. Oh, what the? I thought I clicked it, but I didn't. Also, she got healed again by like a Myrmidon. What the fuck? Wow. No, she missed it. Oh, my which is full again. All of this. Why does she always miss it when I like press my abilities? Like, come on. At least we're getting some short, like some shorter guards here. Right? We dropped a Bile Ridden of Corruption. Nice, dude. Congrats. So aggressive of the Untamed, for example, could be used. I mean, that's not bad. I mean, Untamed is like a pet suffix, but I think it's a rare one, which also gives me decent resistances around. Let me check out of the Untamed. I actually don't know that one too well. So I should pause the game for that one. You don't want to die like that. So yeah, of the Untamed, right? There we go. Yeah, of the Untamed gives you. Oh wait, no, it's health and OA. Right. Wait, does this thing have like Pierce, Chaos, and Elemental as a base? That would be crazy. Called Ascendant something, right? So like A as yeah, they actually have Pierce. Dude, like what the fuck? These shoulders are so good. Like imagine getting off Amarasa's Flurry on those, right? Would be crazy, dude. Holy shit. So like of the Untamed only gives me HP and OA. And aggressive gives me like percent away, 4% away. So I guess overall I'm like losing only a little bit of AOE, which is fine. I would be getting like 1.5k HP. Also plus 3 Shadow Strike. I mean, and lose Aether but gain Chaos, that's also a win-win for me because I don't need Aether at all. So yeah, that's actually good. I'm definitely gonna switch around to this one. But like considering how good this already is with like not even that crazy like affixes, like you can get completely insane shoulder guards done actually. Look at the Ultis Blueprint, nice man, congrats. I guess we're just gonna do another Theoden run until I get the 3rd Architect of Flesh or something. Did I try dual wield non-mind warp? I haven't yet, but I mean there are like plenty of people who have tried it, so. Including people on YouTube as well, such as Melagant, right? I tried a dual wield Spellbinder, but actually with Theoden Scepters instead of Mind Warp, which is pretty good as well. But yeah. Dual wield Mind Warp is pretty good as well. Oh, you were talking to Grunzir about Battle Mage. Oh yeah, you could do... Wait, is there... But is there like a conduit for Aether Blade Arc as well? I mean, you can use Lucius's Blade Arm pretty nicely with Cadence because there's this like physical to Aether conversion cadence for... I mean like, yeah, like physical to Aether conversion to cadence, right? But is there one for Blade Arc as well? Yaji, welcome. Yeah, currently playing the Breaker. Which you can find under exclamation mark build without the S on the end. There's yeah. I think like the problem with like using Aether Blade Arc is that there is no conduit for that one. You don't have conversion for Aether Blade Arc, do you?
Well met.
Thanks for the follow as well. Welcome on, welcome on. Okay, where the fuck do I get the 3rd Architect of Flesh? I guess there aren't too many down here actually. I haven't fought a single one yet. I mean, I might as well just kill Theoden again though. Like his chest might like drop some legendaries I need. I don't know. So you have like 65% fist to Aether conversion. I mean that's not good enough though. I mean you can get like a Wrath Stone on top, which is like another 10% I believe. So you're up to like 75% then, but yeah, it's not 100%. Like missing out on 25% of your damage is kind of a huge deal to be honest. Oh wait, are these the Shadow Strike ones? Okay, these are actually the Shadow Strike pants. Well, they're blue and they don't have like quintuple resistances. So, Oh, there was one architect. Nice. What the fuck? Stop it. Don't be sorry for like lurking, it's fine. That's totally fine, man. That's what I do all the time as well on other people's streams. Another Bismuel's Veiled Pendant, which gives another 10% Fist Aether. So you're up to 85% down. That's already better than 65, but you're still missing 15%, right? Like, I don't want to sound picky, but if you like your main damage ability isn't fully converted to the damage type you like wanna deal, then your build will lack some damage, right? Oh, that was kind of close with the slam. But yeah, like these new items, like especially the pants, I think make me like ridiculously tanky actually. And I mean the sword is also like 10% HP after all. It's not bad at all actually. No, not bad at all. So I didn't get a better shoulder piece. But I guess we're using this one now. This will give me some more damage. And hopefully I'm gonna be able... like I'm gonna be revered status now with these guys. I mean, yeah, I am actually, okay. So it's finally time to lose some HP and gain some more damage. Okay, these are actually worse than the other ones, so we're gonna sell these, right? This one actually gives you Shadow Strike and Shadow Dance. But like losing +1 on all skills is kind of a big deal. And also like, yeah, resistance, like this battle is crazy as well. Right, it's pretty good, pretty good. So let's use these shoulder guards instead. Basically I just lost some Aether Rats, gained more Chaos Rats. I mean, yeah, I didn't need the Aether Rats anyway. Elemental got increased like a tiny amount as well. Pierce got increased a tiny amount. I lost some away, but I gained like 1.5k HP basically. And also now I will have access to things like what's it called? Malmouth Redemption, right? This one has armor, Aether Rats, and cold damage. So the good thing about this is the flat cold damage and the armor and Aether Rats as well if you need Aether Rats, but yeah, I mean this character doesn't need any Aether Rats. The problem is with this though is that I'm like this occupies the slot of Ravager's Eye, and Ravager's Eye gives you like huge DA and HP, so we're gonna lose some of that. But actually I think we're still at 2.9k, which is totally fine. Also like 15.6k HP, which is still more HP than I had before I switched around the shoulders, right? And it's also like 1100 on the sheet, and also I reduce enemy away by like another 130 through Weight of Shadow. So basically this is still like 3.040k DA, right? So that's still overall very good. I will keep these shoulders though, because I might run into a situation where I wanna switch back to these though, right? Same thing as for the pants. Also yeah, I will need more pierce, more wit and bleed runs. Wit and poison runs, what am I saying? So I wanna switch around some stuff towards wit and bleed, or wit and poison, right? So I think wit and poison is a Devil's Crossing one, right? This one. So we can use that here instead of the bleed. I don't need that much bleed anymore, and I also don't have anything here yet. So we have poison at 39% and wit back at 38 as well. Pierce at 20. But honestly, like, Pierce overcap is not as important as these other overcaps. And I also have another 12% bleed over here, which I could fix like this, right? So I have 49% poison. If I take out these, I'm down to 71, but that's due to also 30% poison on the components and the affect, augments and components, right? So this means I can basically switch these around to these now. Right, this will only mean that I will lose the poison rust basically, and 4% fizz rust, which does hurt, like this character is very low on fizz rust still. But I will also gain like some away back, right? And +3 to Nightfall, which is pretty nice on a Shadow Strike based character. So now I will go back and reapply my anti-venom soil, right? And also I need a scaled hide, I believe it's called, to increase the armor absorb on the shoulders. Also yeah, I said that like at the end of this episode I'm gonna basically give myself one blueprint of choice. My blueprint of choice in this case is gonna be the Nemesis tier 3 relic. It's a level 60 relic, so like not as hard to get as like some level 90 relics though. And this will need a Bladestone Talisman, a Sacrifice relic, and a Slaughter relic. It shows that I have this here, but I don't actually have it. I have like in my shared stash, so not locally on this character. And also, if you don't have Sacrifice or Slaughter relic or the Bladestone Talisman relic blueprint for some reason, don't forget that you can always go to the Steelcap District vendor, not the generic vendor here in the Steelcap District, and just vendor from that guy for blueprints for tier 1 and tier 2 augments, relics. So, Sacrifice, Slaughter, and Bladestone Talisman. Alright. So, a Bladestone Talisman needs a Brain, a Resilient Plating, Chipped Claw, and Polished Emerald. I might actually not have a Resilient Plating. The other things I will definitely have in my local stash as well. This one is like super cheap to craft, as you can see. That is the Bladestone Talisman, there we go. Then we need Sacrifice, and I think it was Savage, right? Sacrifice is gonna be actually pretty... Slaughter actually. So Sacrifice is gonna be very expensive actually. Rampage, Inferno, Ruination. Okay, Rampage needs 1 blood, the others are cheap. Ruination needs 1 brick, the other are cheap. And what was it? Inferno, right? Inferno needs a rigid shell. Let's craft a rigid shell. And a blessed whetstone. This is cheap as well, right? So yeah, Slaughter Relic is very super cheap, but Sacrifice, yeah, requires some actual sacrifices here. So for Sacrifice we need Torment Relic, and Torment Relic is, well, it needs a Gale, a Corruption Egg Squall, a Black Tallow, and a Carrion Shattered Soul. If you don't have the Carrion Shattered Soul, you would have to farm Carrion, right, for that. Corruption, Gale... Corruption needs a Blood of Chthon and a Molten Skin. The Gale needs the Heart and 3 cheap ones, okay. And the Squall needs, I believe, a Dense Fur, right, and a Heart, okay. And the Black Tallow needs Riftstones, right? Riftstones need 3 of these bloods, which are super cheap, and 3 of, like, 9 of these crystals, basically. This is the Black Tallow, right? The Black Tea. And Black Tallow needs... Let me actually check here what I have in my stash. Otherwise it's getting a little bit confusing here. So let me actually put these over here. No, oops, here. Yeah, here. Okay, so now I see everything that I have, actually. Okay, so I have 32 seals. Okay, that's enough for a Black Tallow. There we go. One Black Tallow needs 3 seals. And what else do we need? A Carrion Shattered Soul, right? Do I have that? I might not have that, actually. Which means I will have to farm some Carrion. Oh well. Guess I'm gonna farm some Carrion real quick. "48 blooms." Heresy. Yeah, I have 48 blooms on this character, but not on my shared stash for other characters. I have like 0 on my shared stash, I think.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left.
Okay, let's get some of these again. Put one on the boots here, right? Okay. By the way, if you have the Agneborg leather component, feel free to use that as well on your gloves and boots and belt by now. Like, Agneborg leather is definitely superior to the components I'm using right now. You have, what the fuck, 800 blooms. That is a lot, yeah. Oh yeah, no, we're not farming. Oh, come on, we're farming. What's his face? Carrion, right? Single greatest argument for using GG stash. I mean, that and triple rares, I guess. Wait, why do I have such bad polymers? Oh, it's 46 actually? Oh no, it's 46 with this proc, right? Oh well. Alright, let's not kill anything here except for Carrion, right? We don't need anything here, that's really nothing. I mean, maybe like a better sword would be nice, but yeah, I mean, the drop chance is pretty low here, and I will get like enough of these anyway by like farming SOT later, so might as well just rush for Carrion, right? So you can transmute armor into jewelry. I mean, if it's like from the same set, then yes. Yeah. The problem is that like most of those components got added with AOM expansion, right? And they can't like switch it over to non-AOM components, right? I mean, they could like make it require some more like Wendigo spirits and stuff like that, I guess, but those are like actually harder to farm, right? So I'm not sure if that would be like a good change. If like some components required like Wendigo spirits instead of Aghanim Blooms, right?
Well met.
Enzo Sanzaloni, welcome on, welcome on. Sanzaloni. Thanks for the follow, welcome on. I guess I'm killing the solid one. Yeah. I'm guessing so as well, yeah. No doubt about that. He's Italiano. Alright. At least farming Kirian shouldn't be... Okay, there's one soul. Okay, nice, we got it. Easy clap. Streamer RNG, right? Definitely not Italian. Cup. Yeah. Alright, so, I mean, the Torment relic wasn't too much of a Torment after all, then. So, we need a Torment relic for, what was it? The Sacrifice one, right? Sacrifice. So, a Mark of Myrmidon, which we got in our stash, I'm pretty sure. A Gale, which needs another heart, and then we need actually a Salazar's Blade. I have some in my shared stash, but I'm not allowed to use those, obviously. So I will go over to the Depraved Sanctuary and, well, farm Salazar until he drops his blade, right? That's what we gotta do here. Where am I from? Take a guess. I guess my accent should be... like, kinda obvious, right? No, not Brazilian, obviously. I feel like I lost some energy leech somehow. I don't know where though. Oh yeah, I lost like +3 IE, right? So that was some energy that I had, like some energy regen that I had before that I lost now. But I mean, I gained like +3 Shadow Strike, right? I have Shadow Strike to 23 points now, that's definitely worth it. Africa? Ah, not from Africa, dude. I'm from the country that beat Brazil 7-1, that's true, yeah. That is indeed true. Erst ein Schmetterling aus dem Krankenwagen. And you actually spelled it right, and you worded it right as well. And yeah, Africa isn't a country either, yeah. That is indeed true. From Monaco. I probably can't afford living there. I think it's pretty expensive there. Africa is such a city, yeah.
I'll give you a good price on what I've got left. Put it to good use.
From Belgium. I think you're mixing me up with another ex-Grim Dawn streamer. Clearly a Swede. Stop trolling, Circle. Rep Mala, yeah. I mean, at least he's playing RPGs again, right? No, Malawiglan is Swedish. Malagant was, or is Belgian though. Or like... he's living in Belgium at least. He's, I think, a Belgian citizen as well. I think a Soul Blade. Oh, that's a nice item, but not for the spell. It's kinda crazy how many greens I'm using, right, on my SSF on beginner. Like, if I post this on the forums, people are gonna be, what? That's a GD stasher build, not a beginner build. But like, I mean, yeah, this is actually a beginner build. Especially like with these affixes, right? Like, the affixes are kinda crazy. But then again, like, ever since the latest patch, you do actually get crazy affixes way easier than before, right? So that was, I mean, obviously 100% legit. And beginner GD stasher build, like, this teaches you how to GD stash, right? Okay, he definitely has some like element resistance gear. And he doesn't even have his dagger, right? I should probably just reset without killing him. Yeah, let's just do that actually. He doesn't have his sword anyway. Like, you can see, he's like, you can see him wielding his sword when he has it, so it's not really like worth it to do this. Yeah, exactly what the Red colleague said. It's, yeah, he's basically a Turkish Belgian, right? Kind of the same way as I am a Swedish German, even though I'm not Swedish at all. If you have 4 WCs, what the fuck is WC in this context? Yeah, I think so as well. Yeah, like, speedrunning too much. I mean, he wasn't speedrunning as much as I am, but he literally did like one speedrun. Which wasn't even a speedrun, it was like a speed leveling thing, right? World Cups? Oh, World Cups. I don't even like soccer. Hey, me neither. I mean, I think Germany has like 4 World Cups as well. But yeah. Apart from the 7-1 meme, I don't really care too much. No, I don't have any Swedish genes. But I grew up like part of my life in Sweden. I guess you could say that, in a way. Does he still not have it? Like, come on, dude. What's the drop rate on that? I thought it's like 50% or something. Compared to Path of Exile, Grimdawn is kind of limiting in the build selection. Coming from other games, both are huge though. I mean, actually, I don't know how big build selection is in Path of Exile, because I've never really like dug that deep into Path of Exile. But Grimdawn sure has like thousands of builds as well. Or hundreds at least, I don't know. But I don't know how many builds actually PoE has. I would say you can like do at least 5 builds per class, and Grimdawn has like 36 classes, right? So that's alone like 180 builds already. I mean, if you consider like sub 6 or X, I mean, yeah, it depends like in Grimdawn, like what you consider a good build as well. I think like people consider builds being good, like they consider like more builds being good than in PoE, because like the discrepancy between like the actual broken builds in Grimdawn and the like just okay builds is like not as big as in PoE. There's another build. I mean, yeah, if you consider that, like there's only as many builds as there are skills, right? KKTDB, welcome on, welcome on. Thanks for the follow as well. Trickster, is it good? Yeah, I think Trickster is like it's like a mid-tier class, I would say. It can be very squishy, so I wouldn't recommend it as like a beginner class, but unless you play around bleed damage, I guess. Like, bleed Trickster is pretty nice. And has like a weapon that is like a faction craft as well, that is like viable for endgame, called Rancor. You can do Rancor Trickster pretty nicely. But yeah, it's pretty squishy and you have to like, I don't know, either have all the gear for it to be somewhat tanky, or you gotta kite around a lot, which you can when you're playing bleed damage at least. Oh, this is his blade though, right? I think he has it this time. No, that's another Preserver Dagger, right? God damn it. Other garbage variants, I'll just pick a different conversion. I mean, if you, for example, take Isle of Reckoning, right, the spin to win ability in Grimdawn, you have Physical, Lightning, Fire, Cold, Pierce, Aether, Chaos, Acid, Vitality. And I would say all of them are like viable for pretty much all endgame content, except for maybe Aether and Vitality, right? Why am I autopiloting porting to Agnenborg for like Agnenbloom farming? What the fuck? I'm to use the farming blooms, I guess. Maybe Pierce is also not that great. Also, Code is like a little bit subpar. Yeah, I think like Code and Pierce are like on the same level, I guess. And Bleed also exists, yeah. Bleed also exists. I mean, Bleed is not a like spin to win only thing. Because like spin to win only doesn't work that well with like dot builds, so you can use spin to win, like bleed spin to win alongside other things though, to like stack up bleed from different sources, so that does work as well. I would say it's pretty decent, but definitely better than Aether Vitality probably. Crate viable? Yeah, my autopilot always takes me to bloom farming. Always need more blooms, dude. I mean, crate viable as in on softcore crate viable probably, but I mean, I don't know, like I wouldn't consider a crate of entertainment like a boss that every single build has to do in Grimdawn, but Alright, Salazar's blade, please. Yes. Finally, this time he has it. This melee finger build. Solid trousers, finger of Gardul. And you need like fumant grips as well. The offhand, right? And then you would also need the cauldron of excitement, right? That's the true smelly finger build. You have the smelly offhand, the smelly finger, smelly hoodie, smelly gloves. No, don't set it now. What the fuck am I doing? I was about to set it. Oops. Alright, so sacrifice should be done, right? Got that, got the Torment, got the Squall, I mean the Gale, and the Mark of Meridian and Stash. Sounds good. Now on to Nemesis, the one I actually wanted to craft, right? I did all of that. Do I have 3 Manticore Eyes? I do, okay, nice. Seems good, let's craft that. So Nemesis got +1 Lethal Assault, which is actually great. +1 Heartseeker, which is useless as completion bonuses. These are random, right? It's gonna give you like 2 different Nightblade skills, +1. On top of that, you get +1 all skills to Nightblade, and a pet. Also 5% total speed, which is like 1% more than the former attacks, but I got also, yeah, like flat cold damage. But I will lose the flat cold damage on the Death Chill Aura, and also lose the % cold damage on Death Chill Aura. So actually that's like not even that much better, but it should be a little bit better at least. Probably gonna like lose some default attack DPS here though. Yeah, like Death Chill Aura is so crazy good. So if you cannot craft Nemesis at this point of the game, don't worry, just use Death Chill. Like, just continue using Death Chill. Like Death Chill is, I don't know, it's crazy good. Hopefully I'm not gonna get it nerfed here. So let's put Death Chill back here, put on these components here as well. And put this one here as unusables. Usables, right? And then put the non-usables over into shared stash. So this means goodbye to them forever. Less on this build. Okay, let's also put this one here, and then we're gonna sell the others, right? Okay. I'm gonna keep Mythical Stormheart, just like I kept the... Well, maybe I didn't keep the non-mythical Storm... Oh no, there it is. Oh yeah, of course I should keep these, right? Yeah, these two are... you should always keep these, like you need these for like hidden quests that we're gonna do later. But yeah, the nice thing about this is that we have a kitty now, right? We have this Nemesis kitty. She will deal some additional damage to us. I mean, to enemies, not to us. And yeah, she actually scales with player bonuses. So yeah, you don't have to like get pet stats for this. You just like stack yourself, and she's gonna get stacked as well. It's pretty nice. But yeah, the +1 all skills to Nightblade means that we're gonna reduce some points here down to their sweet spots again, such as Weight of Shadow, Thematic Burst, Shadow Dance. And we're actually gonna put another point in Dual Blades for another 1% Fizz and leave these as they are, right? And I could consider putting more points into Night's Chill now, or I could consider putting more points back onto Pierce Rush to overcap that a little bit more. Or just put 2 points here and 1 point here, right? I think that's fine. Look at this energy, like it gives me 500 energy, right? That's actually crazy. I mean, I do have some energy problems right now, like some. So the skill energy cost reduction might help me with that. But yeah, I think the build is pretty much done for the day. I'm gonna check out one last dummy kill time here. so that we can see how much single target DPS the build is doing right now. Also, why did I not have this applied all this time? What the fuck am I doing? Hello? What? Nice. Nice. I didn't use ultos all this time, all this episode. Nice. Okay. Alright, let's start at like 30 seconds here and see how many seconds we need to kill the dummy here. Killing the dummy is like a good way to like see how much damage you have. Also remember to use pet attack to make sure your blade spirit and your nemesis pet attacks the dummy as well, right? Thank you for being born, I appreciate your birth. Thank you, Adis, that's very kind of you actually. I've read in the forums about weapon pool skills, not sure if dual attack from normal hits is considered a weapon pool skill. No, it's not. You mean like standard dual attack? No, it's not a weapon pool skill, no. Alright, we got 40 seconds. Which, like for Soul Self-Hound, fresh 100, like fresh level 100, in my opinion, seems pretty good. So yeah, this is actually nice. Like everything below 60 seconds is in my opinion already fine. Lead physique, nice, yeah, indeed. Like below 30 seconds will be really good. So yeah, like 40 seconds is really a lead indeed. But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode 9 of the SSF Spellbreaker. Don't forget to like and follow if you wanna keep updates for the next episode, right? I mean, nobody's watching this YouTube video is not gonna have followed me already, I guess. Either way, yeah, thank you so much everybody for watching, and I'll see you again on the next episode. Take care, remember to don't get hit and don't die on your breakers, and I'll see you around.